Hello everyone, welcome back to this video. We are going to create a plot for the average trip duration, and also we want that information for our user type. So here, as you see, we have a dimension called user type, and also we have a measure called trip duration. Now first let's open one new blank sheet here, and let's title this figure average trip duration, and also we align this in the center, apply and OK. Now we want the trip duration for different user type, so all we really need to is drag this user type to columns and trip duration measure to rows. And as you see now in the figure, you are just looking at the sum operation, and we can change this by clicking on the arrow here and then measures and then choose instead of sum average. And as you see, that average customer has 4,839 average trip duration. And for subscribers, it's 714. Now we can use another dimension to see how the distribution of these two categories might be look like. So we can use gender here. And what we are going to do is we are going to drag this gender to the color tab. You will see that on the right hand side we get a legend, and it's 01 for unspecified, 1 for male and 2 for female. And now you can see here the distribution across genders, and this distribution is much more even for subscribers, but not so even in our customers user type, which is dominated by male customers as far as the average trip duration is concerned. And also let's title this, rename average trip duration. Now we can do something similar for our start stations and end station. First, let's go to end stations, and what we want to do is maybe we can use different colors for these different stations, and the intensity of the color might be different for different values of how many times those stations were the end stations for how many trips. And we already know that this measure gives us the count, so we can drag this and bring it here on the color tab. And this also will add a legend, and it will show you different color for different stations, because different stations have different values of number of records, and higher the value, the darker the point is. We can do the same thing for our start stations. So let's click on here, start stations. And again, we are going to drag this count to color card. And that will also add a legend. And it shows different colors for different number of records. Now you can see that this one is the most crowded one. So now that we added both the number of records to end stations and the start stations, also, we have looked over average trip duration based on different user types. In the next video, we are going to look at the distribution across gender for our start stations and end stations.